Hi, I'm Hazel. It's Saturday today, which makes it time to sit down and catch up on the WoW news of the week, what I have been up to, and answer some of your questions. This week we had quite the kerfuffle over skill-based mounts potentially, but then not really, being offered in the Trading Post. Effectively, what happened is that scandal erupted when data mining indicated that the Kor'kron Warwolf, which was the ahead-of-the-curve mount for Siege of Orgrimmar back in Pandaria, this mount was data mined as having a trader's tender cost being added to it. That cost was quite high. It was over 7,000, so it was most likely a placeholder, and it was not like an unannounced thing. But furious discussions erupted anyways over whether or not old limited time rewards should return, and if so, in exchange for what. I don't think most people wanted them to hit the Trading Post, but it also ignited a conversation over whether or not those things should become available again, or if they should remain unobtainable and as relics of the past. Blizzard stepped in on this one with a blue post indicating that they would like to dispel the rumor, and at this time do not plan to offer any skill-based prestige rewards on the Trading Post, so no cutting-edge AOTC or Gladiator mounts forthcoming to the Trading Post at this time. Reading this post, the wording of it struck me as kind of funny just because the phrase dispel the rumor seems to solidly discredit it as, oh, we were definitely never going to do that, while still leaving themselves the out to eventually change their minds and do it later, in that they're only not going to do it at this time. I think that even if they were planning on doing it, the backlash and general uproar that resulted has most likely talked them out of it for the time being. But if I had to guess, the safest thing that they could do moving forward in response to this desire that a lot of people have to see these old things return is to recolor them and then bring them back for some kind of new themed event or time walking pandemonium or whatever it's going to be. Other news this week, Captain Crackers, who was previously available as a shop pet once upon a time, is now currently available as Twitch Prime loot until February 27th. This pet will land on your character's shoulder if you target it and /whistle, allowing you to then pull out an additional pet if you like. I will link the FAQ down below, so if you have Amazon Prime and you would like to claim this, you can do that. Twitch Prime also includes a Twitch sub that you could bestow upon the streamer of your choice. Just saying. Other things from the week, the February Trading Post is up, and there's 500 extra tender available, and a couple of inexpensive items to celebrate 1 year of Trading Post. The old Recruiter Friend rocket mount is on the post for 100 points, and then there's a new toy for 10. And then our Fill the Bar reward for this month is the Love Witch transmog set, which looks like this. This has been very fun. My complaint, if I was being finicky, is I think that especially on shorter character models, the hearts that they have attached to the hips tend to really obscure the silhouette of the look. I cannot bring myself to mog it onto my gnome main when it looks like this, but taller races such as Kultirids I think look a lot better at it. There's also lots of matching things that you can buy in the Trading Post for tender, including the Friendship Fox mount, plenty of transmog, and then there are 2 love bug pets that they've added too. And then Love is in the Air itself is going to be coming around next week, so you can dust off your mount farming alts if you're still looking for that Love's in the Air mount. Other things going on, the Excavator's Dusky Fedora cosmetic hat has now begun to drop correctly from the Azerothian archive dig. This was presumed to be bugged because nobody had seen, hide nor hair of it up until this point, but it is now dropping, so if you gave up on the Excavator's Dusky Fedora, do another handful of digs and you should hopefully get it. Like the other Azerothian archives dropped loot, that has a chance to drop from both the tomes and the boss of the big dig. And then what have I been up to? I cracked 1800 in solo shuffle on my druid. I'm still working on the vicious mount, but I was excited to get the elite mog, and I'm working on, hopefully, now that I've made it there, since I'm healing, I'm trying to squeak out the 50 wins of healing rated solo shuffle above 1800 for the Battle Mender title, which is keeping me busy. It's going okay. And then questions for this week. Kay wants to know, is there another mega achievement, such as Veilstrider for Shadowlands, that you know of for Dragonflight? Not yet that I know of, and every week that goes by that we don't hear something about it, I get a little more worried that they're not going to do one. For some reason, the Champion of the Dragonflight's title that they gave for finishing the campaign quests kind of felt like a title that they might have used for something like that. It doesn't preclude them from adding a meta achievement or anything like that, but I'm starting to think that maybe they won't do it. I don't know. We'll have to see. But if they're going to do it, I do hope they announce it soon because, you kind of want some time to work on that in that last lull of an expansion before the War Within takes off. So hopefully we hear something, if anything, is to be forthcoming. And then Quaggy85 asks, did you finish reading the Wheel of Time series? I've only just started. I'm thinking it'll take me all of 2024 to get through it. I did, and I think it actually did take me at least a year, if not more. Those are long, and there's a lot of them, but it was really good. It was worth it. Nowadays, I am working my way through the Discworld novels, and I'm really enjoying the refreshing change of having like a bunch of smaller, more reasonably sized and self-contained stories that are in the same universe, but not necessarily relying on each other. Also, Discworld's just really good. Wheel of Time was great too, but you got to be in the right mood for something like that. And then My Hogs wants to know, do you think it is a good idea to tie an open world currency like Flightstones to your Mythic Plus score, considering the gear you can buy is a lot worse than that which drops in Mythic Dungeons? So this is in reference to the BOA gear boxes that you can buy with Flightstones if you have 1k Mythic Plus rating or more. I will say the gear is the same that you're going to get from doing a +2 key, and the rating is the same that you're going to get from doing, if you did like all of the keys in both weeks and like a +2, +3-ish, you should get that 1,000 rating. But I understand it's definitely frustrating if you just don't do keys and you have all these Flightstones and you want to be able to buy alt gear. I personally, if it was up to me, I would like to see Flightstones, first of all, the cap dramatically raised, if not just uncapped. I think the 2,000 cap for Flightstone is like pretty weirdly low. And then again, if it was up to me, I would just make Flightstones account wide or just tradable to alts, because I feel like crests already kind of like content gate your alts. Like you still have to progress through the content of the alt if you want to get the really good gear. Being able to send them like 1,000 or 2,000 Flightstones is going to help, but it's not going to like, you know, fix them completely. And farming Flightstones, I feel like, maybe it's just me, this is not a universal take, but I think farming Flightstones is probably the least satisfying and progression related thing that you're doing on a new alt. Oftentimes it feels like you're kind of just gated to, well, what's the fastest way I can get these things? And I'm swimming onto my main and I need a ton of them on my alt. It's not like you have to do hard content, you just have to do a lot of it. So I would like if they just let us share, but we'll have to see if they do anything with that in the War Within. I don't know if they have any plans to open that up. They might have good reasons that I don't know about. And that's been the week. I'm hoping we hear about 10.2.6 soon. I kind of thought it would have been by the time I recorded this, but it is quite late on Friday, if not early on Saturday, and we ain't got nothing yet. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions for a news video, please pop it in the comments and include the word question to help me find it. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.